This is a review of the Mutant Mayhem villains. Um, and man, just like the packaging just brings me back to like 2012, or maybe even some of like the vintage stuff even. It's just super eye-catching and fun. And all these guys have like really fun bios too. Um, but yeah, these are the villains. There's Superfly, aka Baxter Stockman, Rocksteady, who looks pretty goofy, Leatherhead, and then Bebop, which I already have the like gooey Bebop, so it'll be interesting to see if there's any differences besides paint. But yeah. Okay, so Bebop and Rocksteady, out of packaging, I can already say right off the bat that this Bebop and this Bebop are the same exact ones. This one I think has a little bit more sloppy of a paint job, but yeah, apart from that, these guys are the same ones. It's just the accessories that make the difference. So the other Bebop only comes with this drill gun, but this one also comes with a weapons rack. So he's got like a barbed wire bat, which sounds pretty brutal. He's got this giant like machete knife. He's got a trash can lid and a smaller drill gun, which I think that's supposed to look more like the original Playmates one. So he's got the same articulation scheme. I won't go over him. But man, this Rocksteady just look, he's cross-eyed. Just look at his face. God dang. This Rocksteady struggles a lot. He's so big of a figure that his arm, it needs plugged in. So let me see if I can try to. I'm gonna do that off camera. I'll BRB. Okay, so now that he's no longer Mrs. Nesbit, yeah, I feel like, I mean, like looking at the back of the box, this guy right here, like compare that to this. Like, it's only like a $10 Playmates toy, but oof. I think the biggest issue is maybe part of it's the art style, but I think the other part is just look at how this Bebop scales the turtle. Not only is this guy cross-eyed, but like one turtle can single-handedly like kick this guy's butt. He comes with a machine gun weapon, and then again he comes with a super lid shield, a knife, a hammer, and then another gun. His articulation is pretty much the same. The goofy articulation, like, oof, that does not look good. That does not look good. But yeah, he's a pretty beefy figure. He feels pretty hollow, which is kind of a bummer, but again, I think they did okay. I think with the paint job, this guy will look cooler. But overall, Rocksteady, he's a struggling. Now, if Playmates, like, they got this line, right, where like they're bigger or whatever, and these guys aren't the best either. But man, can you imagine like if Rocksteady was maybe not as big, maybe like this big, like that tall compared to the turtles? Whew! That would make this goofball look a whole lot more intimidating. Because right now he just kind of looks goofy. And then lastly, there's Leatherhead and Superfly. And honestly, this might be a more controversial opinion, because I know Leatherhead, like, this isn't everybody's Leatherhead, and I don't think everyone's gonna like this design. But I personally, I like the different take on it. I think it's a pretty unique take for Leatherhead. And I think, I don't know, I just think it's cool that, like, these goggles are pretty fun. It's just overall, like, a cool, unique take on Leatherhead. I like this figure more than I thought I would. In hand, yeah, the arms are, like, really skinny, which I think fits the art style more. But yeah, overall, and by the way, this tail acts as like a display stand because these tiny legs, there's no way this figure would stand this well without that tail. But yeah, the articulation, I mean, the head can't really go up. Well, I guess it can. Can't really go down that much, but side to side is really good. The painted details, like the hat is painted, the goggles are painted, the teeth are painted. They painted the teeth really well. There's like a belt and like this strap for the shotgun. Yeah, some like water pants. The legs can move out. They don't really bend well. And the feet, this is interesting. It's got like a little hinge right there. So yeah, that's overall it's an interesting figure. Oh yeah, and the tail can of course move. But yeah, this one's interesting. I like that the like neck is painted like that there too, and same with the tail, like how it has that gator texture or whatever. She comes with a knife, bear trap, which is a cool accessory, another gun, yeah, that looks like another gun, and then a fishing rod. And then she comes with a painted shotgun. It'd be interesting to see if it's like a real shotgun in the movie or not, because I know like the Turtles in Disguise Leo comes with fake cowboy guns. Maybe that's just because it's a cosplay or something, but yeah. Overall, I think she's pretty cool in this art style. Doesn't have the struggle that this poor Rocksteady has. But yeah, so Superfly is an interesting one. Right off the bat, the accessories tell me that this is Baxter, comes with science speakers, whatever the heck this is, maybe another gun, and then this is a direct nod to the vintage Baxter Stockman with the turtle on the fly trap, which is cool. And this gun comes directly out of the cartoon. Baxter uses it to turn things into animals, which is funny. You gotta do some, like, you gotta put his wings together, which is alright. So I think you go, yeah, maybe like this. Alright, so now that I did that, Superfly is interesting. So I don't want to sound too mean about this figure, but he feels like a McDonald's toy. Like, just with the wings and, I don't know, the face looks derpy. But I mean, with some paint, this guy's gonna look pretty cool. Articulation-wise, his head can move up really far, down, and then he's got a lot of side. This arm only moves like this, which is like really unfortunate. I mean, I guess you could, maybe you can get him in fly pose? Yeah, I think you could. But this hand's on like a hinge. These don't pinch outwards. It would be so cool if these opened up. If his like claw could. He's got all kinds of sculpted detail. The arms here, the tie, it looks like. and a shirt that's torn apart. His other arm is articulated pretty well, which is nice. His wing, oh, except for that one. That one's the separate one though. His wings don't move. His legs move. The articulation's kind of weird because his legs are already bent, so you won't get much posability out of him. He also has a shoe right there. But yeah, this guy's not that great. For some reason, like, okay, Playmates nailed, in my opinion, they nailed Bebop, Leatherhead, and the original 4 turtles. These turtles just look like really good. But some of these villains, I mean, they struggle a little bit. Especially Superfly. Not so much Rocksteady, but Superfly I feel like struggles the most. Again, it would have been nice if they made these guys a little bit bigger, because again, comparing them to the turtles, they're still really tiny. But overall, I feel like the villains are fun. They're not as great as the turtles, but yeah, that's my review.